Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Victory, and in this video I will be sharing my CPA exam studying mistakes and the things that I did differently in order to pass the exams. So when I first started studying for the CPA exam, I started with reg and then I did FAR. I failed FAR and then I skipped and went to audit, and then I went to BEC and then went back to do FAR. So the first mistake that I made when I was studying was I used Becker to study, and Becker is the CPA study platform that was provided to me by my employer. Most Big Four companies, when you get offered a position, will offer you a CPA exam studying software, and the one that I got offered was Becker. The first mistake that I made was feeling like I had to watch every single Becker video and then move on to the skill master videos or the multiple choice questions before going on to the simulation. Essentially, the mistake that I made was feeling like I had to check all the boxes that Becker had prepared in their software package instead of figuring out what study method worked particularly for me. And so I was on YouTube one day just, moozing around, and I saw this video from Superfast CPA where they talked about a different strategy where you can learn backwards by using the multiple choice questions as a learning medium instead of watching all the lectures. And I have to be honest, that worked for me, especially for audit and BEC. Now, I don't know how well that would work in FAR and reg because those are the heaviest portions of the exam. I would just encourage you to figure out what study method works best for you, and don't feel like you have to stick to what is recommended by one platform or one software provider. The second mistake that I made was studying alone. I studied alone for FAR the first time, and I studied alone for reg, and that was a tough journey. It was tough to motivate myself to study. It was tough to learn all the material on my own and have to review cumulatively on my own. And the strategy that I did differently, especially for audit, for BEC, and when I was taking FAR, again, was to study with a group. Now, the group has to be a group of dedicated and ready to work individuals just like yourself who have a particular day or timeline of when they want to take the exam. So make sure that you find a group of people who are like you and are also in this journey to study with. My recommendation would be study on your own during the week, and then on weekends do a cumulative review with your group. That's what worked best for me, especially for audits. And I'm so grateful for all of those that I've studied with. Some of them were people that I knew, and some of them were complete strangers that I met on Facebook, but we all had the same goal. We were all aiming to become CPAs, and so that was what brought us together. The third mistake that I made was trying to cram every topic and trying to understand every topic perfectly. At the end of the day, the CPA exam is an exam that tests your knowledge, tests your agility, tests your resilience, tests your patience, tests your determination, and they're not expecting you to know every single topic by heart. Most licensed CPAs, if you ask them a question, may not be able to answer it. Now, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming that they wouldn't, because the exam doesn't expect you to cram all of this and have it to produce at any moment of day. So my mistake was trying to act like this was college and I needed to understand every topic perfectly, when in reality you don't. You just need to know how to answer the questions and how to apply the topics to the simulations when they're presented to you in the exam. So take off the pressure of feeling like you have to check every single box and understand every topic perfectly, and focus on being able to solve the multiple choice questions, do the research questions, as well as attempt the simulations. The fourth mistake that I made was not doing cumulative review, and this mistake I especially made on FAR. I would study the first chapter, and then by the time I was on the fourth chapter, I'd forgot everything that I'd studied from the first chapter. My best recommendation for you is weekly keep building on your knowledge. So if in week 1 you study chapter 1, week 2 you study chapter 2, week 3 you study chapter 3, at the end of week 3 make sure that you're doing a review all the way from chapter 1 up until chapter 3, and that will help you retain the information much better. The fifth mistake that I made was relying on one study method, the one that was recommended by the software platform that I had access to. Now, I'm not speaking down on any software platform. They're doing amazing work putting all these questions together, helping us have access to all of the topics, and just overall giving us all the resources that we need in order to pass. However, I would encourage you to look into other providers and different study methods. Look around on YouTube. There's a lot of helpful videos here on YouTube that can help you. There's Farhat, there's I-75 CPA, which I especially loved and found very useful for audits. There is Superfast CPA and a bunch of others that you can have access to for free because they're on YouTube in order to find out other study methods that are available. Also, sometimes if you're finding a topic very challenging to understand, you might need someone else to explain it in a different way for it to stick. So don't be afraid to explore, look at other study platforms, look at other providers, and be intentional about getting your success and passing this exam. The sixth mistake that I made was honestly being lazy, not being motivated, just feeling like I don't feel like studying today, so I'm not going to study. At the end of the day, this journey tests your determination. I feel like the CPA exam may not be okay. There is the technical aspect of the accounting that you need to know, but honestly, it's a test of your mental fortitude. It's a test of how determined you are. It's a test of how resilient you are. It's a test of how many times you can fall and get back up again. In reality, that's what it is, because of the nature of the test. So there were many days when I felt overwhelmed, unmotivated, I didn't want to study, and I gave in. The new strategy that I'm trying, however, is on days when I feel unmotivated, just like going to the gym. There's some days when you're like, I don't feel like going to the gym, so I'm not gonna go. But I have to force myself and say, Victory, even if you don't feel like working out, let's just go to the gym and walk around the gym. We're not gonna work out, we're just gonna walk around and maybe do 10 minutes on a treadmill, just walking, okay? Just showing up and doing something counts. And that's what I would recommend for your CPA journey as well. I promise you, every little bit counts. Every video that you watch, every multiple choice question that you practice, it will count for something on exam day. So on days when I feel lazy like that, what I do now is maybe I'll go on YouTube and I'll watch an I-75 10-minute video just to refresh my memory on a topic, or maybe I'll pull up some quick multiple choice questions on my phone just to make sure that I'm showing up in some way, however small it is. So I hope that these 6 mistakes that I made and what I did in order to fix them have been helpful for you. Don't give up on this journey. I know it can be tough, but when you get your license, it will all be worth it. And I wish you all the very best as you study. If you're looking for a group to study with, there are numerous groups on Facebook that you can join, and you can find other dedicated candidates like yourself that you would be able to study with. Don't give up on this journey. You can and you will get your license, all right? And I will see you in my next video. Bye.